All right. Um, so this instruction is needed for you to be able to translate code that looks like this. So if you want to have if, s0 is less than 20, do something, or if, s0 is greater than or equal to, s1, for example, do something. These inequalities. If you want to translate those to MIPS, there's actually another instruction that you need. Those two instructions, the branch on equal and the branch on not equal and the jump, these three instructions are not enough for you to be able to translate this code to MIPS. There's another instruction that you need. And this instruction is called set less than. So the syntax looks like this: set less than SLT, register A, register B, and register C. So this one looks actually like the add or sub. So we have three registers. And the way it works, the behavior of this one is if register B is less than register, let me just say register C. Let me do it like this. I think this is how I've done it before. Let me be consistent. If register B, this register, the second one, is less than the third register, then I'm going to put the value 1 in register A. I know this is kind of a little, it seems kind of complicated, but it really isn't. Else, of course, what does else mean? Else means if this one is greater than or equal to. So the opposite of less than is greater than or equal to, not just greater than. So I guess I can say if register B is not less than, let me say here is less than. Here, if it's not less than, which is really greater than or equal to register C, then I'm going to put the value 0 in register A. Let me make the font, or rather, let me do this. And let me make the font just slightly smaller. So let me ask you a question. Let's say, for example, S0 contains 5, S1 contains 10. What's the value of S2 in this syntax, which is set less than? Let me do this. What's the font here? 19. Let me make this 19 also. Oh, I think they are 19. No, this is 22. So what's the value of S2 in this one? Set less than S2, S0, S1. Okay, so Grace is saying 1, and this is correct because S0 is indeed less than S1. And because S0 is less than S1, I'm going to put the value 1, which really indicates true in S2, right? If register B is less than register C, so this is register B, this is register C, I'm going to put the value 1 in register A. So this is perfect. How about if I'm going to, let me actually copy this one So in this case, okay, in this case, S2 will be equal to 1. Okay, let's do another one. Set less than S2, and then here I'm going to say S0, S0. Think about this. What's the value of S2? 0. That's good, Grace. This is correct because S0 is not less than S0. Because of that, in this case, S2 will be equal to 0. So let me do a simple example, and we'll do more examples of this. If I say if S0 is less than S3, then, give the value S0, 100, and then here say S0 equals to S0 plus 20, for example. Let's say you want to convert this code to MIPS. What you would have to do is you would have to use less than, set less than. And then you would have to use branch on equal or branch on not equal using the register that you used when you use set less than. So I'm going to give you the answer here, and then we can kind of trace it. And again, tomorrow we can, or do you want to think about this for a few minutes or a few seconds? Let me give you the first line, and maybe you can continue. So I'm going to say set less than, and here I'm going to say T0, S0, S3. So the question that I have for you is, can I use branch on equal or branch on not equal? So can I use branch on equal or branch on not equal with T0 to complete the code? Okay, so Grace is saying you can use the register 0 with T0. So how would that look like? So you want me to say branch on equal or branch on not equal? Not equal. Okay. So let's say branch on not equal. Okay, T0 is not equal to 0. Where do you want to go? If T0 is not equal to 0, what does that mean? It means T0 is 1. Because after executing this line, T0 is going to be either 0 or 1. So when you say when T0, oh, I think you said not equal and I used equal. So let's use not equal. So if T0 is not equal to 0, then that means it's equal to 1. And when it's equal to 1, you want to go to the if body. When S0 is less than S3, you want to go to the if body. Right? When S0 is less than S3, there's going to be a 1 here. When this one is equal to 1, you want to go to the if body. And when you say, I want to branch when it's not equal to 0, this is like saying, I want to branch when it's equal to 1. I know it can be tricky. That's why you're going to have to maybe spend some time, looking at some examples and make sure that you understand it. It's natural for you to kind of, need some time to kind of really get a good understanding of what we're doing here. So, so branch not equal is actually not the best one. The better one is branch on equal. So I'm going to say if it's equal to 0, if t0 is equal to 0, which means really that this one is not less than S3. In this case, I want to go to after. And you can have after here, which is, add immediate S0, S0, 20. And of course, here you can have the F body, which is add immediate S0, 0, 100. So if T0 is equal to 0, which means really that S0 is not less than S3. So if S0 is not less than S3, you really want to go to the after. And that's where you put, or rather add 20 to S0. If S0 is less than S3, then this one's going to be 1. When this is 1, and when you say, I want to branch if T0 is equal to 0, that's not going to be the case. You're not going to branch because T0 is equal to 1. And in that case, you would go sequentially, which means that you would do the if body, and then you would do the after. So essentially, using set less than in conjunction with branch on equal or branch not equal, you can translate things like this, even if we have an else, which is really what we should do tomorrow. You're going to translate this to MIPS. You're going to be able to translate this to MIPS using set less than and branch on equal or branch on not equal. All right. Do you have any questions about this? All right. So I think we can stop here. I feel like there was a lot of information, and I do want you to think about this. You actually have all the information, all the knowledge needed to be able to translate things that look like this, even things that look like this, greater than, things like this with an else if you want to. You can even do less than or equal to. You can do all of that, but you haven't really practiced, so it's going to take some time for you to be able to do this. And I think tomorrow we should spend at least half an hour doing some examples, or maybe I should just post a video that shows you kind of examples of translating code from C to MIPS using those inequalities. But if you know set less than, if you know branch on equal, if you know branch on not equal, if you know jumps, you can really do any of that. And in fact, you can also do loops. If you think about it hard enough, you might be able to kind of do some loops with that information. But that's okay. I do kind of encourage you to think about it if you have time before tomorrow. But if you want to wait until we do it together tomorrow, that's fine too. We're going to have a quiz, of course, tomorrow, but it'll probably be about everything except set less than. So just so that we can simplify it a little bit, simplify the quiz, it will be about branch on equal, branch not equal, jumps, and we wouldn't include the set less than. All right, do you have any last minute questions? Okay, all right, so we can end it here, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Have a good rest of your day, and if you need anything, feel free to email me. Stop recording.